Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of this series that I am calling Inner Peace and Security. How do we find a space where we can get inner peace and security in an environment that may not be conducive to that, or when we are in an internal space where we feel like we don't have the security that we need, we don't have the inner peace that we're looking for. So this series is going to be talking about that through a breakdown of 10 videos that I'll be doing. So in this episode, we are going to talk about abundance. So a lot of times we connect being abundant with having security and inner peace, right? Because when we have the things that we want, we believe that we want, it usually brings a sort of sense of security, especially material security, right? You can have more options in your life. You can buy the things that you want to buy. You can move. You can go to school, places. You know, you have more options to do the things that you want, versus like depending on someone or depending on an outside entity for the level of comfort that you live in life. So that is one of the ways that we believe we're secure, when we have material abundance. And that usually brings a level of inner peace. At least that's what we believe, that's what some people believe, and that's what it seems like in this material world, because we are in a world where materialism is more precious than other aspects of ourselves. And so because we've defined success and abundance in a materialistic way, it sometimes leaves room for people to judge each other, for people to feel bad about themselves because they haven't reached a certain level of materialism. And then that brings a sense of not having inner peace, not feeling like you're satisfied with yourself and the things that you've accomplished in the world. But when we think about it, there are plenty of people that have all the things that we think we would want. Let's talk about the superstars, or the people with lots of money, right? From an outside perspective, it would seem like, oh my God, those people should be so happy. Those people have everything that they need. They have nice cars. They have the luxurious life where they can fly all over the world in private planes. They have the clothes, the cars, the house, the money, everything that you would think that would bring or be defined as abundance. Yet you have people constantly unhappy, constantly depending on drugs to kind of help them find that inner peace. Because when we are gravitating towards substances, it's because we're trying to find an inner peace within ourselves that we're neglecting. It's like chaotic within ourselves, and we're trying to quiet our minds. We're trying to figure things out, and we become dependent on drugs, on other sources to help us heal and to help us find that inner peace. So the question is what is abundance, and how do we define it? Because the world has already defined it as materialism. Like, you have all the nice things, you have the cars, and you should have inner peace and happiness and abundance. The other aspect of that is you defining what that means for you, and taking time to understand, what does abundance mean for me? What does it mean for me to feel like I have security, to feel like I have inner peace, to be in gratitude, to feel like I've accomplished or done something of value for myself as well as the world? So those are the questions that you should be asking yourself in this focus section. And I would recommend writing these things down and really allowing yourself to open up to the possibilities of what abundance means to you. And you can start off with the dictionary meaning of it, and then go through there. Like, how can you practice abundance every day? How can you practice the feeling of being abundant? One way is gratitude, like being grateful for the things you already have as you strive for the things that you want in life. Like, I'll use myself for an example. There are things that I want. I don't want them because I think they're going to make me happier. I want them because I want a different environment, or I want a different life than the current one that I have. because I believe that it will help me to connect better to myself, connect better to my spirituality, make me a better person for the world. So when I interact with people, they will get to see the best version of me versus the version that's, not in inner peace, the version that's craving abundance, that feels lack, that, and then puts it out in the world and takes it out on other people because they don't have the things that they think they should have. And then you start to get easily into that victim mentality and that blame mentality. And so the reason I want to have more options in my life is because I want to be able to experience different levels of the things that I believe will help me grow as a person and will make me better for the world, for the environment that I encounter, and also for myself, because I am here to have an experience in the world, and I want to have the best possible experience that I can. And why put hurdles on myself by staying in an environment or being part of something that doesn't help me grow as a person, nor does it fulfill me on a spiritual level as well. So those are some of the questions I ask myself as I go through my journey. And these recordings or these things that I do are also part of my journey that I'm sharing with you, and the processes that I go through as an individual who is doing the same thing you're probably doing right now, trying to figure things out, trying to live the best life that you can, and understand it, and understanding how to do that as best as possible. All right, so then the things that you need to know about abundance is that it takes time, right? It takes time to figure these things out. It takes time to have a process that works for you. It takes diligence, it takes hard work, it takes persistence, and it takes consistency. And one thing that I find is a lot of people give up before they have a chance to really start to see the progress that they've made. And I include myself in that process too, because I will take this YouTube channel, for example. I put a lot of work at the beginning. I still put a lot of work, but at the beginning of my videos, or at the beginning of my process of starting this channel, I put so much work into my videos, like hours of putting the message out there, making sure I was clean spiritually, physically, doing all these things, editing the videos, like buying equipment, spending time doing so much. And then my channel wasn't growing. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Like the output that I was putting in was not resulting in the feedback that I was getting, and it was really frustrating. And I started to give up. And I don't know if you're a new subscriber or if you're someone who's been following me for a while, my platform has changed because I've changed. Because for me, it's like there's a lot of people doing 12, monthly videos for each sign. How can I provide something different for the collective and attract the clientele or the people that want and need my help based on what I'm willing to put out there? So I had to change my platform because A, I still work a full-time job that I enjoy and that I'm grateful for. And B, I still want to do this because that is my balance in the world. And so it was really hard. Like I was working basically 2 jobs and I wasn't getting the fulfillment from one, which really brought me joy. And I was excited to do all of the videos and put in all the work. And it was just like, oh, you're not growing. Like the message is not getting out there, and you've been doing this for X amount of years. And you start to doubt yourself, and you start to like question, is it really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is it really the way that I gain more abundance in my life, more things that help me to flourish, more things that teach me how to flourish, more things that teach me how to grow, like the people I'm connecting with, like on the comment section. I used to connect with some people that were just like blatantly mean and nasty, and I've noticed that since I've been on Twitter recently that things have, like the internet is really kind of mean. Like, there are really mean people on the internet, and because they're anonymous, they say like some of the nastiest things, and I wasn't ready for that on a psychological level. So like the first year I had to adjust to that, and understand that it wasn't about me and that I had to keep going. The reason I'm talking about myself is because I teach through my experiences. So I had to be consistent. I had to continue to do what I needed to do, even though sometimes I would take breaks and figure out, how can I readjust myself? How can I readjust my platform, my message, to reach the people that I am trying to reach the people that I'm trying to connect? And who are those people? And those people are people who are like me in the sense that they want self-development and understand that self-development is the key to developing a better world. It's the key to having better relationships. It's the key to having the career that they want. That if they look within and figure out their stuff, then everything will fall into place. And to me, I truly believe that in my heart and heart. A psychic or a tarot card reading can't predict what you truly feel inside. Like, they can assess it. They can, it's like probability. They can give you a probability, but if you decide something differently, or if your energy is a veneer, then all they can do is give you a probability of where things are going to end. But if you know inside yourself who you are, and you go like to a psychic or to a tarot reader or oracle reader or to an intuitive person, empath, whoever it is, there is a higher chance that they can help you, because you are understanding who you are, and it becomes like a tool to grow versus something you become dependent on. And you can say, oh, you know what, I get what you're saying, but this is how I'm feeling about this situation. I get what you're saying, but this is how I think I can develop better. And they become guides in the process, versus people who are just telling you, hey, this is what you need to do. This is the steps that you need to take in order to gain the abundance, in order for you to be more diligent and get it what it is that you want. So it's really important to spend time knowing yourself. So that's one, I would say, in the process of gaining inner peace and security and understanding what abundance is knowing yourself and having those definitions in place and taking time to do that, and understanding that it's a process, that you have to be diligent, that you have to be consistent and persistent in that process, so you can gain the best of the information about yourself and then put that out into the world. And you have to be courageous to say, this is who I am. You have to be courageous to be okay with who you are, which I find a lot of people sometimes don't or are not ready to be like, all right, I am someone who doesn't like responsibility, or I am someone who doesn't really want to take more responsibility, or I'm someone who kind of just wants to be in my own world, do my own thing, and that's okay, right? But at the same time, you have to be courageous enough to live that life. I will use my sibling, for example. So when I put these videos out, I'm really careful about the message that I put out and the words that I'm using, because I don't want like someone who's not an initiate, or someone who's a novice hearing this and thinking all they have to do is dream and sit and ponder and imagine, and everything will magically flow through to them. Everything that they want will just happen, like the nice car that they want, the job that they want, the fame, or I'm sorry, I can't think of the word, but the recognition that they want, it's just going to come, poof, there you are. And for some people, it does happen that way. Maybe they've done the work in their past lives and things are just easier for them, but you have to recognize what stage you're at, and you have to be okay to really, when you figure out who you are, you have to be courageous enough to own that energy and to decide, all right, this is who I am. Am I willing to change? Am I willing to like step out of my space and try something new? Am I ready to gain a new opportunity by stepping away from what I'm comfortable with? Because, you know, a level of us, right, or a level of who you are is comfort. Like, we get comfortable in a certain situation and we may not want to change that. We may not want to take that risk, but you have to be courageous enough to take that risk and to break whatever pattern that you found yourself in. And that could be like a karmic pattern too. That could be why you're here right now, to kind of break a space where you're, for example, that I'm using, someone who says, you know what, I don't want responsibility. So that means that when a promotion comes at work, you may not jump for it. Not because you don't like the position, but because you're afraid of the responsibility. And you have to know that about yourself, right? You recognize that. Or you just, when it comes to taking on more, you just don't want to do it. And that's okay, but you have to also understand what comes along with that. It's sometimes stagnation, sometimes you don't get to that next step, sometimes you don't get the gains of having taken that risk and saying, you know what, maybe I will take on that responsibility, maybe I will do this, because if I do this, then it will help me to evolve as a person, and that will make me better. That will make me better in the sense that I am of value to myself, I'm enjoying my life more, and I feel like I have accomplished something, or I feel like I am accomplishing something. So all of these things about our inner peace and our security come from within, and once we understand how to define that, that's when the world can come to us and say, how can I help you? That's when you connect with that job. That's when you connect with that person who's going to help you get that job. That's when you connect with that person who's going to help you realize your dreams. And that's when you connect with, in my case, that, you know, really awesome idea about your YouTube platform that's going to be different from others, that's going to connect you with the people that are attracted to the message that you're saying. And so that's why it's so important to know and understand that, again, diligence, persistence, consistency, being courageous enough to step out of your comfort zone, being courageous enough to have that self-talk with yourself, to understand who you are, what you're willing to do and what you're unwilling to do, what risks you're willing to take to have the life that you want with regards to the definition of what abundance is to you. Because abundance could be, you know what, I have a roof over my head, I have food on the table, and I have a job, a career, a way to make money, whatever it is. I can travel once in a while, I can do the things that I feel like I can do, I can save for my retirement. Those are the things that could be abundant for you. And for someone else, it's something completely different. So we can't all put ourselves in a box and write a definition of what something is and expect everyone to meet that standard and not have consequences of people feeling like they're less than or better than other people because they can't meet that standard. It's important to start off understanding that we have a lot more in common than we don't, but at the same time we are unique, and our approach to life is going to be unique. And the question becomes is, how do I figure out who I am in this process and contribute and have value to the world as well as value for myself? How do I not be a burden on the world because of my specific unique perspective? And when I go back to a novice hearing this, for example, if I'm going to use my brother, he's in his 20s and he's been listening to a lot of woke or enlightenment or new age or whatever title you want to apply to it, but he's been listening to a lot of that stuff, and it's like, oh, I want to be X, Y, and Z. All I have to do is think about it, dream about it, and it's going to come. I'm sorry, but you also have to put the work, and you have to be persistent. And that's why it's important to know who you are, because when you know who you are, and someone says to you, hey, all you have to do is, pray and listen and imagine that everything's going to work out, and it will. You question that and you say, well, don't I have to physically do some things? What is it that I can contribute to that? Because you're a person, right? You have value. You have something you can contribute to this. It's not just you giving up your free will and saying, you know what, everything's going to work out. It's you understanding who you are, understanding that you have the free will to choose your destiny, but at the same time, that destiny is going to be supported by the energies that we don't have names for, right? But you have to take actions, and you have to be accountable, and you have to be persistent in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And as you go through these process, it's important to release the negativity and the lack mentality when we're trying to gain abundance in the world. So by forgiving yourself for being who you are, whatever it is, it's like, this is who I am. I'm okay with who I am. This is who I am. I'm not okay with who I am. How do I grow? How do I change? How do I develop? How do I become the person I want to be? Who do I need to forgive? What has happened in my life that has made me feel like I am not worthy of X, Y, and Z? I am not worthy of the abundance that I want to see in life. That I want? Who and what do I need to forgive? Do I need to forgive the teacher who told me I couldn't accomplish something, or the person who dismissed me because my train of thought wasn't aligning with theirs, or who dismissed me because they didn't understand what I was trying to convey to them? Or do I need to forgive myself for not wanting to take more responsibility, since I use that as an example? Do I need to be okay with that? What do I need to say? What do I need to do to be okay to let go of those burdens and do what it is that I need to do in order to achieve the level of abundance that I've subscribed to, or that I've decided as an individual is of value to me? So let's close this out with what it is that we've broken down in this video to talk about inner peace and security for this series. And the focus for this specific talk is abundance. So one, we have to remember that there is a level of diligence on our part that needs to happen. We need to be able to see through different perspectives. We need to be consistent and persistent as we go through our process of understanding what abundance means. There is a part of us that we need to improve the way that we step up to the plate, the courage that we're willing to have. And courage is about not letting fear control you, and being respecting that sometimes you can't go this path, and that's where diligence comes in. Because if you can't go this path, you have to figure out another path, and you have to be courageous enough to admit that this is not working, and how can I change up and do what it is that I need to do. Courage enough to know who you are, and to kind of say, this is who I am, this is what I'm willing to do, this is the level I'm willing to go to, or this is not who I am, this is where I'm willing to go. Be courageous enough to have those conversations with yourself. And this helps you to gain those other aspects that you need in order to transverse, in order to come to a place where you do feel abundant, right? Where you do feel like I have value in the world. I have something to offer the world. The world has something to offer me back, and I am contributing to society as well as contributing to my own growth and my soul growth on this planet. And who do I need to forgive? What do I need to forgive? Do I need to forgive myself? Do I need to forgive others? Do I need to forgive the karmic circumstance that I find myself in? Do I need to forgive ancestral energy, like the way my parents brought me up? Do I need to forgive those because I don't know their story? I don't know what happened to them to have raised me the way that they are? Because when we think about it, everybody has a story, and unless you're willing to have those conversations, then you're never going to really understand the perspectives of what's going on. So you have to be willing to have that conversation with yourself first before you can have that conversation with others. So forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others will really help to kind of figure out how to create physically the abundance that you want in your life and have the inner peace and security that you're seeking. All right, I hope this energy was helpful to you. I would encourage you to watch the whole video because, again, that's part of the algorithm. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, because I'm really interested in getting to know you again and you getting to know me as I continue this process and have those conversations with you. And if you don't want to leave a comment, contact me through my website, but definitely stay connected with me and support the channel by thumbing it up, subscribing, and putting on the notification bell that lets you know when I post. This series is going to be awesome, so I hope you are looking forward to the next talk that we have about inner peace and security and how to find those things. And our first lesson was abundance. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.